Hey there, I'm Mark Ramsey, and welcome to the very first episode of Talking Telephony. I do kind of use the term episode loosely. This is more of an introductory video, just kind of talking about the show, what I hope to gain from it, what I hope you gain from it, why I created it to begin with. And really, let's start there. So, number one question, why did I create the channel? It's fairly easy. I want to talk about the history. How did we go from, Big Mike there, that's pretty much furniture, to like the Qualcomm sat phone right there that I actually used with me over in Iraq. That's a pretty big leap. How do we have underwater cables? Most people don't know that comes from the Siemens brothers in Germany in like the mid 1800s. Things like that. That's the history of what we have now. Modern cell phones, 5G, fiber optics. Telecommunications is truly the backbone of modern day America. But not just America, the world. And not just our history, but our future. The whole reason that anyone on YouTube or anywhere else can make videos like this and show you and upload them, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, any of it, is simply because telecommunications exists. And it has come a long, long way. Even since I got into the field. And I got into it in the 90s. My mother got into it in the 70s, and my dad got into it in the 60s. I promise you, my dad hanging party lines in the 60s is a far cry from fiber being run through a subduct to a, mini cell or something like that. The whole history of humanity really is wrapped up in a very simple thought. How do we talk to each other faster and more efficiently? How do we shrink the earth so what used to take months now takes weeks, now takes days, now takes hours, and now it's instant, which is pretty much where we're at now. That's really interesting. But every time someone tells that history, it's seen and done through the eyes of tech people in general, or futurists, or things like that. Bill Gates, Stephen Jobs, tech, CEO, giant magnets. What they don't talk about is the fiber splicer who's digging pits, and he's got his fiber van. He's in there splicing the fiber back there, and the guy that's actually having to walk miles to do, locates and all these sorts of things. All this stuff and all these people are what make the world go round, truly, and they make the future. These people's stories have never been told. So my whole plan here is to have 2 episodes per week. Now, granted, we'll see if that works out. This is my very first episode, so forgive me if things change. But the plan is 1 episode a week will be about the tech and the history. Where did the submarine cable come from? Where did pairs come from? Why do we have these things? Where did switches come from? How did we get the Opti 6100? When did we start using muxes? That sort of thing will be 1 episode. And the second episode, which I'm personally really excited about, is talking to people. And yes, I want to talk to the CEOs and the futurists and all that sort of thing. But I really want to talk to the fiber splicers, the linemen, the guy running the ditch witch, the guy that is actually working in the mucks or putting in an MDU, things like that. The guys and girls who on a daily basis make this stuff work. I feel like those stories should be told, and I want to learn, and I want to have those conversations. And I thought, well, if I'm going to have those conversations, why not invite you along as well? Learn about some of these interesting things back here, and hear some really insightful, really thoughtful, and really cool stories. I hope you enjoy that. I hope that's something that you want to hear and you want to learn about. And along the way, just by the nature of what I do as a regular job, go to conferences, meet with people, go around the world, whether it's Ireland or East Asia or the Middle East or parts of America. I do a lot of traveling. I meet a lot of, pretty interesting people. And I think, well, hey, why not? Why not have you come along and maybe, if these people are willing, have some conversations about the future of the industry as well, and just get our own story out there. Let us tell our story as an industry. Instead of having the iPhone guys or the Google guys tell our story, let's tell it ourselves. So I hope that interests you, and I hope you stick around. Please forgive me if this kind of looks like I'm filming on a potato or it's not the best layout. It's my very first video, and I do apologize if it's a little rough around the edges, but I do hope that the premise, the storytelling of people is interesting to you, and the tech, and where we're going, and what we can do. But I guess I'll leave it there, and hopefully you can come along on this adventure with me and we can learn some cool stuff. All right, thanks.